opposition failed. There was no consensus at an all-party meeting in the morning between leading parties, perhaps predictively, only serving to harden, in fact, existing fault lines. The Congress has already moved an adjournment notice in the Rajya Sabha on the Lalit Modi issue. The BJP says it can't accommodate the opposition any more than this.
I mentioned that some of the issues that are mentioned by some parties, particularly Congress, they are state-related issues, and some parties said state-related issues also can be discussed. So there are a lot of issues concerning different states. I don't want to name them. Serious allegations have come against the different chief ministers of different parties. If the opposition and other parties want to raise them and the speaker admits them in their presiding officers, in their collective wisdom, that's a different matter. As for the government of India is concerned, we are ready to discuss all the issues concerning the nation.
पार्लियामेंट से पहले जो लोग ललित गेट में इन्वॉल्व हैं और जो व्यापन में इन्वॉल्व हैं, उन पर कार्रवाई करनी चाहिए, उनको एक्शन लेना चाहिए, उनसे इस्तीफे लेने चाहिए.
Well, both the Congress and the BJP held strategy meetings late into the day, devising their floor attack plan. According to sources, the BJP, for its part, has decided to brazen it out and is quite firm that it won't bend to the opposition pressure.
कांग्रेस पार्टी ने कुछ स्टैंड लिया था सदन न चलने देने का, लेकिन सभी पार्टियों के राय जानने के बाद ऐसा लगा कि कांग्रेस के को छोड़ करके कोई भी राजनीतिक पार्टी ऐसा नहीं है जो सदन ना चलने देने के पक्ष में है. बैठक के वातावरण को देख करके शायद कांग्रेस ने भी अपना रुख थोड़ा सामान्य किया, लेकिन यह सच है कि अधिकांश राजनीतिक पार्टियों ने स्पष्ट तौर से यह कहा, चाहे वो कम्युनिस्ट हो या समाजवादी पार्टी हो या बीएसपी के सदस्य हो या फिर अकाली दल हो या फिर टीडीपी के हो या वाईएसआर के हो, सभी अधिकांश राजनीतिक दलों ने यह कहा कि सदन चलना चाहिए, सदन में बहस होना चाहिए और देश के समक्ष जो प्रासंगिक विषय हैं उन सभी प्रासंगिक विषयों पर चर्चा होनी चाहिए.
Well, it's not just about the Congress and BJP though. The Samajwadi and left parties also couldn't arrive at any consensus. While the Samajwadi party wants to debate the government's reform agenda, the left parties are threatening protests on corruption.
किसान का, भ्रष्टाचार का, बेकारी बेरोजगारी का, सोशल डिस्पैरिटी का और भारत और पाकिस्तान के बीच में जो चर्चा है और जो रिश्ते हैं उस पर चर्चा होना चाहिए. ये जो मीटिंग है ये जरूरी सब लोगों के बीच में एक इच्छा व्यक्त करते कि लोकसभा चलना चाहिए.
We are demanding all tainted ministers should quit, and Prime Minister Modi is keeping mysterious silence. He has not uttered a word on all these scams, and the scams are eating the vitals of our democracy and our system. The left parties have decided to organize countrywide protests as part of that call. In Delhi, we are all marching towards Jantar Mantar, and we will raise our voice in a strong way.
Alright, so the monsoon session of Parliament begins tomorrow. What really can we expect then? Because the opposition is clearly saying they want the resignation of Union Minister Sushma Swaraj and also Rajasthan Chief Minister Vasundhara Raje of the Lalit Gate affair. And they also want the resignation of Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan over the Vyapam scan. The BJP is totally ruling that out. The BJP, it appears, wants to brazen it out. What's the outlook for Parliament then? What happens to the key legislation? We know things like the land acquisition bill, the GST bill are all waiting to be passed in Parliament. Let's try and figure out. We've got with us GVL Narasimha Rao, National Spokesperson of the BJP, Pavan Verma, member of the Rajya Sabha, is from the JDU. We'll also be getting a representative from the Congress party in a couple of minutes' time. So, GVL Narasimha Rao, let me just begin from that last soundbite we played of D. Raja from the CPI. He's asking that, well, what about the Prime Minister? I mean, the Prime Minister offered today that he's willing that there can be a discussion on any issue. The question, though, the left is asking is, will the Prime Minister himself speak on some of these controversies and scandals? Because he's been silent so far.
Yeah, I think let them first, whatever issues they want to raise, I think they have to raise it on the floor of the House, and who will respond, who will reply from the government is a prerogative of the government, and the government will respond appropriately. First, the houses have to function, and the government came out very clearly and said we are willing to discuss, debate, deliberate on all issues that concern that concern both the houses of parliament.
Yeah, but GVL, it's not just the left. In fact, the Congress also, in fact, Abhishek Manu, Singhvi, national spokesperson of the Congress, also joining us now. They've been saying for the last 1.5 months that the PM has been silent. I mean, you still appear to be non-committal on this. Is the PM going to speak on Lalit Gate? Is he going to say anything on Vyapam? What is the party's position on this? What can we expect?
The government, consists of a council of ministers.
Yes.
And Prime Minister is the head of the government.
Yeah.
And as I said, there is no need for us to clearly spell out a position on anything. The concerned ministers, the concerned departments will respond. So for every issue, Prime Minister needs to state his position. Any position stated by a minister in his Council of Ministers is an opinion of the entire government.
All right.
So I think who will speak on what issue is something that you will have to wait and watch out for.
Yeah, that's if any of them are allowed to speak in the first place, because the Congress is threatening disruption over there. Dr. Singhvi, the government has clearly ruled out the resignations of, Sushma Swaraj, Vasundhara Raje, Shivraj Singh Chauhan. So what do we expect then? I mean, because many of the other opposition parties are not quite in agreement with the Congress that the way forward is disruption.
Beyond the point, let me tell you that the Congress fights on principle. We are very confident that that is not the case, and there is a huge resonance cutting across party lines with a near unanimity of views on.
We seem to have lost the link to Dr. Singhvi over there. We'll try and restore that. But he's talking about unanimity of views. But let me go across to Pavan Verma from... Yeah, I think we've got Dr. Singhvi back. Are you able to hear me?
Go on.
Dr. Singhvi, are you able to hear me?
Yes. I was saying that there is a very great convergence of views. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay. I was saying that there is a huge convergence of views because the issues are so fundamental. After all, Vyapam is something which is unprecedented in any part of the world. If there are 5 deaths in any part of the world, here imagine touching beyond 40. Lalit Gate engulfs 3 ministers cutting across central and state governments and a few other ministers and other issues. So I think the seriousness of the issues is misunderstood by the ruling party, and there is a far greater convergence. But if push were to come to shove and people were not supporting us, we'd still do Ekla Chalo on matters of principle, and though I don't expect that to happen. Second point very briefly is that the ball lies in the court of the government. It is in the government's hand to what extent, in what manner it wants Parliament to function. It's no point giving homilies and lectures. After all, tell me, is there a single country in the world where the Prime Minister or the head of the government of that country would maintain this stoic, eloquent silence with 35 or 40 or 45 or 38 deaths in Vyapam? Would any Prime Minister, federal or non-federal country, on the ground that the Chief Minister will speak? No country in the world. So I think
GVL Narasimha Rao wants to respond to. Go ahead, GVL. When you,
rightly.
Yeah.
And just 1 minute more. Just 1 minute more.
Yeah.
Just 1 minute more. It is with a heavy heart that we will find that Parliament doesn't function if it doesn't function. Let me tell you that the masters of disruption and the statistics of the 2004 to 9 and the 9 to 14 Lok Sabha, the statistics published show who were the masters of disruption. So to hear homilies on non-disruption from people like that sounds very artificial and hypocritical. There were washouts, and the attendance was, and the functioning was reduced to 50, 60 and 70%. Since 2014, we have achieved beyond 100% in the Lok Sabha and beyond 90% in the Rajya Sabha. So it is with a heavy heart and it's entirely at the door of the government that Parliament will not function if it doesn't function. But we hope and trust it does, and we hope and trust that there are resignations, because accountability includes resignations, and we hope and trust that there are statements by the Prime Minister, because accountability involves persons like the Prime Minister speaking up.
All right, Dr. Singhvi, you are saying there's wide consensus among the opposition on this. The only thing is that there are other opposition parties like the SP, the TMC, the AIADMK, even the Janata Dal United, and Pavan Verma is with us. I'll come back to GVL on the PM silence, but let's bring Pavan Verma in, because Pavan Verma, what is the JDU's position? From what we understand, you want Parliament to run, but you also want the government to allow discussion and speak on it. What is the JDU's position?
Our position is that Parliament should function, but we strongly believe that the onus for Parliament to function lies primarily with the government and the Treasury benches. Parliament is not a forum for the unilateral agenda of the ruling party. Parliament is also a forum which enforces democratic accountability. And if this is the case, there are issues of importance which the opposition also wishes to raise. I have rarely seen such a spectacular example of double standards as the BJP is practicing now. When it was in opposition, the leader of the opposition, Sushma Swaraj, on the floor of the House said that disruption of Parliament is a form of democracy just like any other form. The leader of the House in the Raj Sabha, Mr. Arun Jaitley, in an interview said that disruption of Parliament is legitimate practice. There were entire sessions which were washed out because of their disruption. I recall at least two ministers of the Congress party, and I am not here to defend them, Mr. Ashwani Kumar and Mr. Pavan Kumar Bansal, who had to put in their papers because of the disruption of the House by the BJP on grounds of impropriety, even though neither of them were either charged. There was no Supreme Court stricture against Mr. Ashwani Kumar, and Mr. Bansal was not even in the CBI list of the accused. I am just quoting this as an example. They held the House ransom on a basis of impropriety. Now we have a situation where if in the Congress camps people were counting the loss of money in Vyapam, we are seeing who's going to die tomorrow. In Lalit Gate, the conflict of interest is obvious. The conduct of the External Affairs Minister in Delhi leaves much to be desired. And these are issues
the opposition is obviously
along with other issues.
GVL from the BJP.
Along with other issues. And I want to say one thing. I just want to say one last point. Dr. Manmohan Singh may have been perhaps temperamentally less vocal. But Prime Minister Modi's silence is tactical, expedient and cynical. And in no ethical functioning democracy would the Prime Minister have remained quiet for so long with the pervasive stink of scams of this magnitude. Now Parliament is the forum where you can enforce accountability. We would like the Parliament to function. Let the External Affairs Minister and the two Chief Ministers resign while a thorough probe is on. If they're exonerated, let them come back. Until then, let them resign.
There are two
let
scandals.
Them discuss the land
there are two scandals over here which the opposition is concerned about.
And you will have Parliament functioning. You will have Parliament functioning.
I think this is a conspiracy.
GVL, there are two scandals over here.
No, let me answer this. I know what to answer, Jujhar. Please let me reply to the questions they have raised. And we see a clear-cut political conspiracy where they simply want to target popular mass leaders of the BJP because they are politically bankrupt. The Congress has been finding it extremely difficult even to win a by-election in a state like Madhya Pradesh. They have lost elections at every level, municipality, panchayat, assembly, Lok Sabha. So after getting these successive poll defeats, they want to target our mass leaders.
Let's take the Vyapam scam for instance. You can't put the Vyapam scam down to just politics, GVL. GVL, the Vyapam scam is not about politics. GVL.
No, I think
you have a scandal going from the top, from beginning from the governor's house.
It's very unfair of you You don't join them. Please be a moderator. Let me answer the questions they have raised.
Because GVL...
No, please let me answer the questions that have been raised.
How can you put, for example, the Vyapam
both the
scam
High
down to
Court
just politics?
and Supreme Court.
Yeah. FIR is lost from the
In
governor's
both High
house
Court and
downward.
Supreme Court.
49 people are killed. You can't just say it's all about politics. I think the common man also wants to know about
It is
this.
about politics.
Yeah.
Every
You were
death
saying
is
it's all about politics, about bankrupt politics.
But no death has been directly linked to this Vyapam at all. And in most of the cases, I think the most of the cases, the deaths are natural.
No death has been linked to the Vyapam scam, and how big an untruth can you speak?
This is what the SIT had stated. But because, actually because a journalist got killed, journalist died actually, I think the matter has been handed over to the CBI.
GVL, even
and
the Supreme Court, when it handed the probe to the CBI, noted with concern about the mysterious deaths. And what about the what about that? What about the case of the young woman who it was said was suicide, and now the evidence is coming out that she was probably murdered? So
there is no evidence that has come out. There is no evidence. If the CBI finds, I think it's unfair of you to intervene every time I speak, Jujar. You have let them have their say. You're not letting me finish a sentence. It's very unprofessional. That's all I will say. If you don't want me in the debate, you carry on.
No,
you carry on.
No.
Because you're not letting me have my say.
Because I don't want you to get away with saying that this is just about politics. I think the Vyapam scam is something that has bothered people around the country, and people want answers. And for people like spokespersons like you saying that they're all accidental, the Home Minister of Madhya Pradesh saying everybody who's born has to die. I'm sorry, these are not acceptable replies.
No, that's not, you see, what we have said. I think the SIT and the Jabalpur High Court have investigated this matter without any role of the state government in it. And now, since there has been a demand for a CBI inquiry, the matter has been handed over to the CBI. The Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court is seized of the matter. Mr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi himself was one of the petitioners, or he was a lawyer for the petitioners. Have faith in the court. If it's a court-monitored investigation, what is your problem? We will not allow the Congress party to target our mass leaders.
Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi wants to ask you a question.
And all the allegations of the Congress party and Digvijay Singh have been proved to be fraudulent.
Right. Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi, I think, wants to say something to GJP.
Manipulative
Yes, Dr.
by the
Singhvi.
High Court.
I think it's tragic. I think it's tragic to hear that even the number of 35 to 40 deaths has not taken the BJP out of politics in Vyapam. No other country in the world, I repeat, since independence, I have not heard of in India, and no other country of the world either would have so many deaths relating to a particular scam, or would be so unmoved as the BJP is, or the Prime Minister of that country would be so completely silent. It is unbelievable. I thought I heard, my mic was off for a short while, but when it came on, I thought I heard somebody say that none of the deaths are linked to Vyapam. I mean, this is a travesty of truth, because I go and interview somebody about this and I die. Somebody goes and writes something about it, he dies. Somebody is a student who dies. Somebody is a person who is a keeper of records who dies. Somebody is a person who is a participant dies. I mean, no definition of credulity or coincidence can be distorted to achieve this result. This is just not coincidence. Now, be that as it may, remember that for 4 of these years, 2008 to 2012, who was the Minister of Medical Education in that state? The Chief Minister, Mr. Shivraj Singh Chauhan. His OST was in jail and is now on bail. Documents use the word referring to his office, his wife and other things. At the least, this is much more than for what ministers in the last 5 or 10 years have resigned. This is much, much more.
Right. Okay.
There is at least prima facie
why did Dr. Manmohan Singh not resign?
Saying you are
he was the coal minister in UPA1.
For the Prime Minister.
Why did you not resign?
We've just got 20 seconds. Let me give the final word to Pavan Verma.
No, why did Manmohan Singh not resign?
Yeah, all right.
He was the coal minister in UPA1.
Pavan Verma, please wrap it up.
That happened when he was the coal minister. And he was the one who signed a number of files.
I was a bit surprised. And let me say, I was shocked to hear my good friend Mr. Rao say that in Madhya Pradesh the BJP has been winning every election.
Is the coincidence of winning an election a condemnation of mass corruption with a deathly hue? I'll give you an example. Mr. Ashok Chavan resigned because of the other scam. In 2014, he won the election with a huge majority. In case there was wrongdoing in what he did, is that exonerated?
All right.
This is the most cynical argument I've ever heard.
We've completely run out of time, but I think just the last 15 minutes or so have also shown the kind of deadlock that has been witnessing, on whether it's a round table or the negotiations between the government and the opposition. So basically, the outlook for Parliament beginning tomorrow is very, very grim. We'll take a short break. We'll come back after that.